Hey guys, this is Frank with JDMuscle. Today we'll be showing you guys how to install your carbon fiber fenders on your 15 to 21 Subaru WRX and STI. Let's get to it.
Okay, there are a couple things that we're gonna have to do first to gain access to the fenders. There are a couple clips in the wheel wells. There are a couple bolts that are up on this weather stripping trim, as well as the passenger side and underneath. On top, we have 6 10mm bolts that hold this weather stripping down, along with 2 clips. And in the fender liner, at the top of the bumper and the bottom of the bumper, the underside, there are 2 clips that come out as well on both passenger and driver's side. On the underside of the bumper, there are clips that hold the fender liner to the bumper. Once those are removed, it will release the bumper from that. So you're gonna pull from the back side. It's gonna pop off. Now that we've got the bumper off and out of the way, the next thing we're gonna tackle is the headlight. We're gonna remove the headlight up top. There are a couple 10mm bolts. And then you're gonna remove this bracket here to gain access to the bolts that are underneath the bottom of that fender. After we've removed the headlight and the bracket, there are a couple 10mm bolts that hold the headlight in and the bracket in. The next thing we're gonna do is we took off the bolts at the very top of the fender. We're gonna come back to the door. You're gonna open up your door. We gotta remove this black trim piece here. So you're gonna pull from the back side to pop it. Trim tool is your friend. Push your trim tool in behind, give it a pop forward. It's gonna expose this 10mm bolt up front. We're gonna remove that bolt. You can see that the fender's already moving. The next step we're gonna do is it's gonna take us down into the fender, into the wheel well here. You're gonna remove these 2 pieces and a bolt. We're gonna drop these side skirts down to expose the 2 10mm bolts that are at the bottom. There is another bolt. You have to open up your door. There's a 10mm bolt right here. And you're also gonna have one at the very top that was underneath that trim that we removed earlier. After everything's been taken off, everything's been out, double check, make sure you have all your clips, make sure you've gotten all your bolts out. Fender should come off pretty easily. Everything is reverse on how you took the first fender off. A couple tips when you're installing the new fender, you want to make sure that your gap is on point. So what we ended up doing was starting from the back and kind of working our way forward with reinstalling the bolts. You also want to make sure that as you're installing this fender, that you slowly open your door so that, and just make sure that the back of the door is clearing your fender. Couple tips that we used to help with alignment is a couple spacers at the very top of the fender, kind of help bump the fender out enough to help keep your line consistent. We did the same thing all the way around with the rest of the fender, just to make sure everything was lined up, and just double check your fitment and you're good to go.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, press the thumbs up button. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And to stay up to date with all of our products, be sure to subscribe. And as always, the product links are in the description, and we'll see you next time.